guys, welcome back to another part of the zombie apocalypse series. So we are on episode 17, and in the last episode we ended off with Niko's backstory. It was very sad. Honest to God, I was really scared about posting that. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared about the story because it was a really sad backstory, and it's like horrible with what they had to go through, and also for their family and everything like that. But my whole reasoning is like, I don't want these Sims to have these perfect lives and this perfect backstory. Like, I like it. There's realistic things that are added in there, so hopefully you guys didn't find it too sad. I know a lot of you guys did. I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching it back, even though I was the one that wrote it and I was the one that literally said it all, I started tearing up. Bit embarrassing, but you know, I found it very emotional to watch back. I think it's a really sad storyline. I was low-key inspired by Elena's storyline from the Vampire Diaries. But anyways, we had Niko's backstory and then we were walking into town. So we are currently in town now. So they've been walking a little while longer. A concerning thing is that in town, clearly Niko is not enjoying this either, because in town it is it's really snowy, like really snowy, and also freezing cold. So that's good. Just kidding. One thing to mention is that I got a comment saying it was mean that Erin and Niko were talking about Adeline's relationship like that and like mocking it in a way. The way I see it is I don't want any of these Sims to be perfect, okay? I think it's so boring if all of these Sims do nothing wrong. So Erin probably already regrets how she was talking about Adeline, but I think it's more important to make complex characters than it is to make these perfect characters that have no downfalls, you know what I mean? So like, that was mean. Like, do not talk about your friend's relationship like that. But I think it's quite realistic because of the situation, and like Erin just needed to vent to someone and Niko was like laughing about it. It was mean, but I think it's quite realistic. So that is why they like joked about it. Just thought I'd let you know. I do not agree with their actions when they were doing that. So as you can see, we are sort of in, not in the middle of town, but we're sort of like approaching town. This is very scary. As they've been walking, they've been making sure they're checking for zombies. They've got, you know, their weapons prepared just in case, and they're scouring around whilst talking to one another and just being quite careful because they are very vulnerable right now, you know, so it's not ideal. Kristyn's clearly having a whale of a time though. Like, Niko and Myles' face, I don't know what it is. Okay, look at the difference of faces. We have Myles, who looks absolutely destroying life. Don't know why, but he just does. Erin, who's like, because obviously Erin and Niko had a bit of a fight in the last episode. Niko, who is like, what are we doing right now? And then Kristyn, who's like, I can't wait to kill some zombies. No, I'm just kidding. She does not want that to happen. That was a very traumatic time in Kristyn's life. Anyways, as I was saying, oh, you need to pee. Really? Really, girl? Couldn't have done that before you went, could you? Couldn't have done that before you went. You have to squat somewhere, you scoundrel. Anyways, quick note, I'm kind of imagining them more to be like down here, but it turns out because of The Sims 4 and how it works, they can't, so they have to be all the way over there. I'm gonna imagine that they're currently walking down this bit, but as we all know, The Sims 4 is an odd lass, and it's anyone's guess as to how far I can go, so you just gotta imagine how far sorry. So whilst they're all walking along, they are walking, as I said in the last episode, you got to imagine. Myles is kind of noticing that Kristyn's not really talking that much. Like, he can hear Niko and Erin behind laughing and chatting with one another, and you know what you would have expected when they're walking in pairs. And Kristyn's just not really talking. He knows that obviously it wasn't what she wanted, and he kind of didn't go against her because he didn't like vote for it or anything, but like he kind of said to her like, you know, I don't think it's that bad of an idea that we're going to town. And he's thinking, okay, I think I've like messed up by saying that, and he doesn't want to get on her bad side right now because this would be really awkward if it was tense. So he's just gonna look over to her and he's just gonna be like, look, Kristyn, I know that this isn't what we wanted, and I know that it's, you know, it's a really scary thing to come all the way down here and be vulnerable, and you know, having zombies there again, you know, we didn't have to do this for a while, and I'm quite scared as well. But honestly, I think it, you know, I think it's for the best. I mean, we can get all the stuff we need to survive the winter, and but before we can finish his sentence, Kristyn is just gonna cut Myles off and just be like, I know, okay, I know, I'm not scared, okay, I'm not scared, okay, just leave it. And Myles is kind of like looking at her like, oh, okay. He thought that this was the reason why she was feeling upset and why she was looking so sad, so he's kind of like, okay, that's a bit weird. Like, what could that possibly be about? And then he's like, oh, so he's just gonna say to Kristyn, oh, okay, is this about Maya by any chance? And Kristyn just stands still and glares at him with death in her eyes, okay? Like, this glare is something that Myles has seen many times in the past, and she is just staring at him, and she's just like, and she's just gonna say no, okay? Obviously not. I'm just I'm just worried about getting into town and getting back in one piece, okay? That's all it is. So just stop, okay? And Myles is looking at her and he's like, okay, I've seen this before, okay? I've seen this look. She's definitely lying to me right now. He's like, I think that I touched what's the word? A sore subject, a sore topic. I think that I should have said that. So he's just like, she's definitely lying to me right now, but it's definitely not gonna be great if I try and say anything, because if he tries to say anything to her right now, he will definitely be yelled at. He's seen this many times when they were teenagers, and not even when they're just teenagers, okay? For his entire life, he's seen that look of, I'm about to yell at you, please stop talking to me before I literally throw you off a cliff. And he's like, okay, I'm not going to get thrown off a cliff today. That would not be ideal. So instead of like trying to comfort her and, you know, trying to be the good brother that he is, he's just like, this is not for the best, because if this becomes a bit of an argument, then both of them will be distracted, and they're currently in the middle of town. They don't want to be yelling, you know, they don't want to attract any more zombies than they need to, or any, if hopefully, you know, but they don't want to have any issues with zombies. So he's like, okay, we can't get distracted. We need to make sure that we can, you know, keep an eye out for zombies and not be thinking about some stupid argument. So he's just like, okay, fine, that's fine. And they are just gonna continue walking their way now in absolute silence. These two are behind, probably like looking at each other and like looking at them and thinking, what's going on right now? What's going on right now? But they can't hear what they're saying. They can just see the arm movements of like the, no, stop it, you know, like Myles, shut up kind of thing. It's kind of funny to watch from behind. So these two are like looking at each other like, this is awkward. Anyways, being in the middle of a sibling rivalry is never what you want. It's like being at a friend's house and then the parents are like telling off the kid and you're just like, I did nothing wrong, but I still have to stand here and be tortured. So they are going to continue to walk through. Ignore this. Okay, I had to make them come all the way. It was a whole ordeal. Just ignore this. I don't know whose footsteps they are. It's definitely not the Sims. Ooh. Let's walk forward a little bit. Let's see if they come in sync. Let me take a guess. I'm gonna bet no, they're not gonna come in sync. Those three like, oh yeah, let's go, let's get supplies. And then Kristyn behind like, I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to kill them all. Oh man, I do feel bad for her, but it's kind of funny. Oh, I feel like we're at the start of a Marvel movie. Okay, Kristyn really spoiled it. I felt like we were like the Avengers or something, and then whatever. I was tempted to try and do like the first person mode for some of this, but I feel like it might make some of you guys sick, so I'm gonna pretend instead. So Kristyn is taking the lead. As you can see, these guys are behind, and she's sort of making sure she's checking out for stuff. She's kind of walked off a bit from Myles because she just doesn't want to chat to him, and she's just sort of looking around. There's a person over there who I'm assuming is a zombie on a phone, obviously. There's also a horse with like blue, I don't know, but other than that, they can't quite see anything of danger, so that is good at least. Obviously we can't see like that far, you know, we don't have binoculars or anything, so we can't like zoom in as much as we would like, but we can kind of get a good gander of how many people are around. I mean zombies, of course. So Kristyn is just gonna whisper to everyone. Note that all of this, that they're in the town, they're gonna be whispering, but obviously if I whispered it'd be kind of weird, so they will be whispering, but if I whispered you wouldn't be able to hear me. So just everyone pretend that the rest of this is whispering, okay? Because otherwise I'll be like ASMR, and I don't think anyone needs to hear that. So yeah. So Kristyn just turns around to the rest of them and she's just like, everyone, we need to walk together now. We need to be safe. We need to be really quiet, and everyone needs to keep a lookout as much as possible. I'll keep an eye out forwards. Myles, look right. Niko, check behind us, and Erin, check left, so that when we're walking we have a good scope of our surroundings in case any zombies are there or anything. Make sure that you're doing that. Everyone keep to their stances. Everyone keep looking, because obviously now that we're in town, this is a more populated area. It's not a massive town, but I mean you can kind of see that there's quite a lot of places that there could be zombies. Hello Myles. So just keep an eye out and make sure that we don't get snuck up on or anything. Recently Myles has been taking the lead, but I think that he can kind of tell that Kristyn needs a distraction right now from her feelings, so he's just gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna let Kristyn take the lead. You know, like inside anyways, Myles is definitely not as strong as a person as Kristyn, so he doesn't mind that Kristyn is now taking the lead for this one. He's probably quite like, whew, I can relax a little bit, because taking the lead is a lot of pressure, you know. If anything goes wrong, it's kind of down to him, so he's kind of like, you know what, Kristyn, like she needs this, and that's okay. Although he also doesn't like the fact that she's going first. That's the only thing, so he's gonna make sure that he is right behind her at all times to make sure that she is safe in case anything happens. So they're gonna continue walking forward. I don't know why they run. I don't know how to stop it from happening, but they're gonna continue walking forward. They are sneaking so much much. Like, they are going so quietly right now. As you can see, this is Niko looking behind them, making sure that, you know, there's no one behind or anything. And also is Erin apparently as well. I mean, the good thing is I guess because it's snowing, technically zombies should stand out a bit more. So hopefully that'll be like a bit of a bonus. But it also means that they're quite cold. You see, they didn't really realize how cold it would be before they left. So all of them are feeling quite nippy right now. I feel like Myles is probably the most wrapped up. He's content right now because he's got like all of this like warm stuff on. But obviously these guys didn't really know that. So I'm sure Niko's stomach is feeling very cold right now. But because they're so scared of anything happening, they're not quite like, sorry, I've got to take a screenshot of this. They're not really thinking too much about the fact that they're cold because the adrenaline is starting to kick in a little bit because, like I say, this is the first time in a while that they've been to town, so, or anywhere more populated. Sorry, I actually love this. I kind of want to use that as a thumbnail, but it would be a terrible thumbnail, but I kind of want to use it anyways. I mean, look at that. Is that not brilliant? Like, this is a cinematic moment, you know? Anyways, sorry. So Kristyn is still taking the lead. She's checking the map and also like remembering the directions that Hazel said, and she knows that the shop that they need to go to is just in that direction. I think that that must be it. She doesn't know for definite, but she thinks that that could be the place because it looks like that could be it from the map that Hazel very badly drew out. But as they're walking towards the shop that Hazel told them to go to, they are walking past another shop, and Erin's just like, wait up a second, Kristyn. Look at that place. Look at this place. We're literally right next to it right now. Why don't we go check out that place first? I mean, we have loads of time, right? The sun's like only, I don't know where this, oh, it's only there. Yeah, like we got ages until it's gonna turn night. You never know what could be in there, right? And just as Myles is about to respond to Erin, Kristyn just cuts him off and just says to Erin, exactly, you just said it yourself, okay? We have literally no idea what could possibly be in that place. We should just stick to our plan, go to where we'd originally planned to go there and go back to the cabin because all we need is the batteries, okay? That's all we need. Right, Myles? She just looks over at Myles. And Myles just looks over at Kristyn and then just looks at the ground and is a bit just like, you know, Kristyn glares back at Myles and just whispers under her breath, God's sakes, oh my god. And Niko is just gonna chime in and they're just gonna say, well, I mean, there could be other supplies in there, right? Like, we still need other stuff. We still haven't got much food. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really sick of living off of carrots, you know? Maybe we could like find other food or anything extra that we could possibly need for the winter, because I don't know how we're gonna be able to get back here another time, you know? It couldn't hurt, right? Kristyn just bites her lip and she's just like, on the inside, she's so frustrated right now because, oh, hello. Because this plan was the plan, you know, this is what they had envisioned. Kristyn likes to know the plan. She doesn't want to have to think about changing the plan in the middle of the plan. I say plan a lot of times, but personally, I'm the exact same. If I plan to go somewhere, I hate going somewhere else. So she is just like, this was literally what we were gonna do. This is risky as hell. So she's just gonna bite her lip out of pure anger to stop herself from saying anything that she'll regret. And she's just like, fine, or whatever, okay? We'll go in there, risk our lives for the mere chance of finding some supplies that we might possibly need. That makes so much sense, doesn't it? Erin's just like, Kristyn, well, I mean, you could stay out here and keep watch if you want to. Make sure there's no zombies around. And Kristyn's just like, sure, and get bitten by a zombie. What a genius plan. No, thank you. I think I'll come with you guys. They were all just kind of go silent and sort of just look at Kristyn a bit awkwardly because they're just like, we don't need this right now. We don't need this one bit, but okay. I feel like Erin's looking directly at me right now. Is it just me? I feel like she's staring at my soul. I'm a bit scared. Stop it. Stop it, Erin. Stop looking at me. And Erin just breaks the silence and she just says, I'll go first. I'll lead the way. I'll check if it's okay because it was my idea. So you'll be fine, okay? So they are gonna go ahead and waltz their way over to this place. Let's see how these cars are looking a little bit worse for wear, I would say. Erin is legging it. Oh no, it's because you want to use the toilet. I'm not gonna lie, babes, you might have to pee yourself. I really apologize for this, but unless there's a toilet in here, you will have to pee yourself. And I do apologize for that, okay? But life goes on, okay? Life goes on. I wish she could just squat. Okay, you know what? She comes over to here quickly, squats, pees. Because I'm sorry, but if it was between peeing myself and having soggy legs for the rest of the day or squatting in a bush, I think I'd choose squatting in a bush. Only problem with that, if there were zombies around, I don't think I'd like them to see that. But then again, they are zombies. But then I feel quite vulnerable. What if they bit me at that moment? That would be very embarrassing. Anyways, I don't know how I got so off topic. So as Erin gets over here, because she is going first, she goes ahead and checks the cars that are around here because obviously a car would be quite helpful. Maybe not at this current moment, but in general. So she just like checks inside the cars, see if there's any keys or if they're open, but unfortunately there is no keys in either of the cars that are here, so there would be no way of starting it because none of these guys know anything about starting a car, you know. Like, to be honest, even if I had the keys, I think I'd still struggle. So they're all starting to walk towards the entrance. Erin gets stuck on the car, of course, naturally. They notice that there's a massive hole in the side of the building. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how on earth the hole in the building could happen, but it looks cooler that way, so work with me. So they are all checking around them, making sure that there is no signs of danger anywhere. Well, isn't that like a caution thing? That's concerning because they don't want to get trapped in a shop with zombies. That would be really not ideal. So like I said, Erin is gonna go first into the shop. She looks around the whole place, and as she looks to her right, she goes, arrest them quickly and grab their weapons and hold them up. And Niko's like, Erin, what is it? And Erin's just like, it's just mannequins. Don't worry, I'm fine. Niko just starts laughing. They're just like, and Erin's just like, stop, okay? It's not funny, okay? They look scary. They look like they were zombies. Don't laugh at me. And both Kristyn and Myles also start laughing. They're just like, they like look at each other and they're just like, mannequins, really? Why are we with these people? Erin's just like, shut up, okay, please. And they're just gonna carry on walking into the rest of the room. All of them are looking around to see if it seems safe in here. From the looks of it, from what they can tell, this whole floor seems safe. There seems to also be like a few things that they could maybe grab. So Erin's just gonna say to them all to grab anything that they can fit in their backpacks. Obviously, they need to make sure they keep a bit of room for the other shop, the actual shop that they were planning on going to. So she's got to make sure that they keep enough space, but there is stuff around here that they seem like they could grab. Erin is going to go ahead and grab some of these clothes because Adeline did mention before to Erin about maybe grabbing like some clothes if there's any there, you know, because of the baby and also because of themselves, you know. It'd be nice to have some different clothes. There's not really much food on the shelves at all, which is a shame, but we can try our best to grab anything. We're looking in the boxes. We're going to scavenge through all of these different items. Basically, just see if there's anything we could possibly find that would be helpful. Oh, we can also search the pockets. Let's go and do that. Do we technically need money? No, not really, but that's okay. And Kristyn's also found a few books from these shelves. She's just gonna grab a few because she's thinking, you know, maybe there'll be some that she can read. Maybe it'll be interesting, maybe like a mystery. And she'll just grab a few different books for future reading. Unfortunately, there wasn't that much that they could actually grab because half of it was either spoiled or was stuff that was literally like basically empty to the point where it's pointless. So there wasn't really that much they could grab, unfortunately. Niko notices that there is some garlic above this door and next to it, and they're just gonna say to Erin, wow, these people clearly do not know the difference between vampires and zombies. Honestly, rookies, okay? This is first grade kind of information that you should know about. Garlic will not stop a zombie. And Erin smiles and stares over at Niko for, one could say, a little bit too long, maybe? Yeah. Myles is just gonna interrupt them as Erin's still staring at Niko and just say, do you guys get everything that you can carry? And both Niko and Erin nod. Babe's face is struggling right now. I don't know why they're so upset. They're like, interrupt me and Erin? Fiend. No, I'm just kidding. And Kristyn's just gonna say to the group, does that mean we can finally get out of here and actually go to the place we were actually meant to go in the beginning? And Myles just glares at Kristyn like, girl. And Kristyn's just like, I'll take that as a yes then. So they are gonna start walking their way over to the shop that they originally were meant to go to. Clearly Kristyn definitely wants to get to this shop as fast as possible because she's taking the lead this time. Although, never mind, just kidding. I was having a laugh. I'm just kidding. They are still making sure that they're checking out for zombies, but from the looks of it, it seems okay. This was very terrifying to walk past because what on earth is going on there? Absolutely not. Do not enjoy that one bit. So I think they were quite scared. They were like looking at that, like thinking, okay, be quiet. So they've made their way over to the shop. They don't know for definite this is a shop, but it's a shop and it seems like it's in the right direction because Hazel's directions were like walk here, then there. I mean, obviously she doesn't know the exact directions, like it's kind of difficult, but they think that this is indeed the shop. There's not many around here, like I say, so it's not that difficult to figure out which one's which. So they're just gonna come on over into the entrance bit. Once again, Erin has checked the cars. Myles has also helped, but there is no way in into them, unfortunately. So that is a no-go, which is a shame. I mean, they could get into by smashing it, but they don't have the key, so like, what's the point? You know what I mean? They can't seem to see any signs of danger around here. From what they can tell, they're doing the whole one person looks this way, one person looks that way thing. So they can't see anything, so they are gonna go ahead. Ew, a spider. Oh my god. No, absolutely not. And make their way inside of the shop. Kristyn, you're really slacking lately. Like, I love you, babes, but like, just hurry up. Who are you talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? No one. Absolutely no one. Babes, what on earth are you doing? Contemplate life? This isn't the time. This isn't the time to contemplate life, okay? This is, I mean, well, okay. Maybe it is the time to contemplate life. She didn't want to come here in the first place, so you know what, fair enough. So they just walked in. They can see a lot of different things around here. But like I say, it seems pretty safe from what they can tell. Niko is just going to say to the group, so do we know what the batteries look like? Do we know the names of them? You know, like, what are we looking for here? I never asked Hazel about it, so what are we looking for, you know? And Erin's just going to look awkwardly over to Kristyn and to Myles, and they both just shrug their shoulders like, I don't know, I never asked. And Erin's like, oh, for God's sake. And Erin on the inside is like, oh my god, that is really embarrassing. We never asked what the batteries actually look like. She just said batteries and we went with it. Why did we forget about this? So she's just gonna say to Niko, maybe that was a bit of an oversight on our part. I guess we'll just grab whatever we can for find batteries. I mean, surely it's got to be some of them if she said this is the right shop, right? And they're all just like, how did we do this? I don't even This is why we're not meant for this kind of thing, okay? They start walking around and Myles notices that there's fruit and veg on this table. Some of it's a bit manky, and by that I mean quite manky, but some of it seems like it could still be okay to be planted. So Myles is just gonna call over Kristyn. Don't ask me how, because he somehow decided to walk over this straight. We don't talk about it. And he's just gonna say, Erin, hey, look, we could use these for food, right? We could plant them. And Erin's just gonna walk over to the vegetables, picks them up and be like, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't really know when they grow or how they grow or anything, but I mean, surely maybe some of the books, I don't know, I haven't read them all yet. Maybe Charlie's books could help. That'd be great. And Myles just replies, we'll just wing it as always, right? Oh my god, he looks quite scary right now. And Myles and Erin sort of just like look at each other and smile at each other. So they're gonna start grabbing as much stuff as possible. For some reason, I've got to buy the items. I mean, I don't know who is currently working at this place, but that is how the Sims will work. So we're just gonna buy some stuff. Like I say, some of it's kind of manky, so we can't get all of it, but we'll just grab some stuff. They're all starting to grab stuff, and Myles just says to them all, damn, I wish that we had more space to carry stuff. We should have grabbed more bags or something. I've lost Niko. I've lost them. Emergency, I've lost Niko. Why are you sat down on the rocking chair? You're not sure you do, you honey bun. And Niko just responds to Myles and just says, I know, right? Like, my bag, I feel like my bag's pretty much full already, and we still haven't even got the batteries or anything. And they just shout over to Erin to say, Erin, any luck? They don't actually shout though, of course. We've got to be quiet. Sorry. Bloody hell, she's looking a bit scary right now. So Erin's just round here searching through these cupboards, cabinets, whatever you want to call them. And she's just like searching through. She's opening them, trying to see what's inside. See if there's anything, like the batteries might be in there or anything like that, because it doesn't seem like they're out on the displays. So she's just checking through and she just responds to Niko, no, not yet. But as she says that, she goes to stand up, and as she does, she puts her hand right here, and this cake display that is full of manky cakes from probably a while ago falls and smashes onto the ground, making a huge noise. All of them immediately completely go silent and stand still. They look over to Erin. All of them are breathing so fast. They are so worried because that was a massive noise. They've been trying to be so careful and not making any noises at all in such a quiet town. Like, there's not really any noises, you know, it's not a city. That was loud. That was a really loud smash. So they all just stood still with fear in their eyes, and they are just stood there and they're just like please, 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 please. And after about a minute of standing there in silence and dread filling their bodies, Erin just says, okay, I think we're good. But before Erin finishes a sentence, 3 zombies leg it into the shop. Niko is stood by the shelves. Kristyn and Myles are stood by the veg. And Erin is stood behind the cupboard. The 3 zombies start running towards the side of the shop where Kristyn, Myles, and Niko are standing. Kristyn instinctively uses her foot to kick across this, which knocks 2 of the zombies onto the ground. The zombies can't get up completely, but they throw their bodies across this table to try to get to both Kristyn and Myles' feet. They are grabbing at them so much and trying to get close enough to bite them. Neither of them know what to do, and they also know they don't want to kill any zombies. So Kristyn grabs one of these bags of soil from the corner of the room and whacks both of the zombies over the head with the soil. She then drops the bag of soil on both of the zombies to make them so they no longer can stand up. Whilst this was all happening, the other zombie was targeting Niko. As the zombie ran towards Niko, Niko ducked, making the zombie that was running so fast towards Niko run and jump through the window and it lands outside on the ground covered in glass. Kristyn quickly yells out to everyone, "Run, quickly!" They all run out of the door knowing that the zombies are not going to stay down for long. They start running away as fast as possible, knowing that there is so many zombies chasing behind them who now are up for revenge because they have just been thrown to the floor. As they're running, they look around to see if there's anywhere that they could hide in town, but because of all of the noises that they've been making, there are zombies everywhere around them. The only place they'd be able to go into is the shop that they went to before, but they know that there's a massive hole in it, and that is a bad spot to be in when there are zombies surrounding you and chasing directly after you. So as quickly as possible, they all start running back up towards the cabin. They make sure not to look behind them in case there is any zombies chasing directly after them, and looking around will kill them. As they finally make it back to the gate, they make sure to close it directly behind them because they don't know what could possibly be chasing them as they haven't looked around. As they make it back to the cabin, Adeline steps through the front door with water dripping down her legs and a puddle beneath her. She just about manages to make it out to the porch, and with pure agony in her voice, she says, "You're back! Thank God!" But all of a sudden, her face drops as she looks around, and she says, "Where's Erin?" And Kristyn, Myles, and Niko look over at one another and realize that Erin never came back with them. So that is where I'm gonna leave it this video, guys. I love leaving you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger. Quick note, does it make that much sense that they didn't notice that Erin wasn't with them? Not really, okay? But I think it's quite realistic in a way. Personally, okay, let's just talk it through quickly before I finish the episode. I think that it's very realistic that in something so stressful like this, that there is zombies chasing after you, that you would like have tunnel vision of like, I need to get home, I need to get back to the cabin, I need to get back to the cabin, I need to get back to the cabin. And from the cabin to the town isn't that far of a journey. It didn't take them that long, so they managed to run back in say 10 minutes. It wasn't that long, maybe a bit longer than that, but you know what I mean. It wasn't that long of a run, and they were sprinting so fast they didn't want to look behind them because they were scared that there was going to be zombies behind them. And if you guys see horror movies, okay, I know what you did last summer is a classic where she looks behind her at the last minute and gets killed, because don't look behind you if you're being chased, okay? Just carry on going as fast as possible. So all of them knew not to look behind them, okay? These guys are watching horror films, they don't want to look behind them. They assumed that Erin came with them because obviously, you know, why wouldn't she? You know, they said run, she was there, she was in the shop. They assumed she'd come with them, but clearly she hadn't. They don't know when she wasn't there, they don't remember. So yeah, Adeline is now in labor, so I'm excited to play the next episode out. I'm excited. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. PS, I already have a baby name picked out, so you don't need to worry about that, although I do appreciate you guys' suggestions. They've been very good. I very much enjoy them. Have a guess for what the name's gonna be. I don't think you guys are gonna guess it, but yeah. Remember to like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the video. I love you guys. Bye. I slay every day, today every day.